very warm welcome. In today's video we're talking McLaren. I want to talk about McLaren. Obviously massive fan of the team and we should be winning both constructors and drivers this season. But can the team actually get over the line? Massive questions for me. McLaren are the favourites. They've got the clear fastest car and they've won both races so far this season. But there's always that lingering doubt that the drivers are going to choke. And McLaren's biggest issue for me this season is both drivers. I say it how I see it. Massive shout out to everyone who watched the live stream yesterday. That was really good fun. Did really well for a first live stream in like 3 years. So big shout out to everyone. But yeah, McLaren's biggest issue for me are their drivers. One of them shines, one of them crumbles. And we've seen that in both rounds so far. Lando Norris does lead the drivers and Oscar Piastri is 10 points behind. And McLaren are clear favourites, leading the constructors. But the biggest issue for me, as a fan of the team, is the drivers. Lando Norris has got that bottle-in nature. Oscar Piastri has got that bottle-in nature. We talk about them. Race winners, championships. Can they handle it? Have they got the minerals to actually handle it against a world-class driver like Max? Massive questions. And I do question the drivers. So we take Australia. Dominance, destruction by Lando Norris. Wins the race. What happened to Piastri? He choked and he bottled it. And he came home 9th in the fastest car. We roll to China. Piastri, dominant weekend. What happened to Lando in the sprint? Silly lock-up. Ends up 8th in qualifying or 7th, whatever it was. And then the sprint just dog shit. Where did he get in the sprint? Like 7th? I can check now, but yeah, it wasn't good by Lando. Sprint qualifying, it was 6th actually. So I thought it was lower than that. 8th. I knew it was 8th. In the race he finished 8th. That's poor. So yeah, McLaren, fastest car, should win both titles, drivers and constructors. Anyone, like if you pull a Lewis, champion, Max, champion. But these two, I've got massive doubts. We saw it last year. We clearly had the fastest car, but we couldn't get the job done. McLaren, honestly, it's not like they used to being at the front. So they've got that pressure. Lando Norris been talking a good game that he's ready. Well, show us. Show us at Japan that you're ready. Oscar Piastri saying 3rd season. There's no more excuses for this Australian. What he did at his home race. Tricky conditions, don't get me wrong, but it was an easy 1-2 and they choke it. You know what I mean? McLaren, 1-2, 1-2. That should have been the results in the first 2 rounds, and it's not. But like I say, you have an elite lineup like Max, Alonso as teammates, just using an example, it's a 1-2. Lewis, Max as teammates, it's a 1-2. There's levels in this game. Is Piastri and Norris there? Huge question marks. I don't think they are. We wait and see what happens at Japan, but there's no excuses for these two. One of these two should be drivers' champion, and the team should win the constructors. We won it last season. We should be winning it 2 years in a row. But me, as a fan, and I've got other McLaren fans on the channel, I really do believe the biggest issue for McLaren is not the car, it's not the team, it's not the strategy, it's the drivers. It is the drivers. And I would say the second on the list is like team orders. Are they going to let them race? If these two are the only ones that are going to be in the title fight, then we need to see them racing. We can't have team orders, team orders, team orders. We want a proper title fight. It'd be interesting to know your thoughts on this, but for me, speaking from the heart, speaking as a McLaren fan, I do believe the drivers is the biggest issue. You never know what's going to turn up. We got a Japan, should be an easy one too. You never know what you're going to get with Oscar and Lando. They have that capability to just drop it, bollock it, you know, and that's a big worry for me for the rest of the season. I am worried about these two. There's no excuses. There's none. We got the fastest car by a clear mile, so one of these two has to deliver. For me, they've both had one world-class race, and then they've choked. One will shine at Japan, the other one will bottle it. We wait and see if that happens, but it's becoming a theme now. Norris is world-class, Piastri's shit. Piastri's world-class, Norris is shit. It's a running theme. Let's see what happens in Japan. And as I say, big shout out to everyone who came on and watched the live stream. Yeah, we had that idea. It was massive news about Tsunoda. I thought, I'm going to go live about this. Let's get people's opinions. It was brilliant. What it's all about for me. And it did really well for a first stream. I'm very impressed how well it did. Comment down below your thoughts on the McLaren situation. For me, the drivers. Oh my god. We wait and see. We've got a lot more twists and turns in this season. Yeah. Comment down below. Adios. Adios.